in the strip clubs, when I was working in the strip clubs, it's not like I'm making my money off these bottles. I'm making my money the same way the dancers is making their money, except the people can't touch me. So I'm dancing for singles.
All right, guys, we got to talk about this fascinating story with these modern women, okay, who pretty much are going to be articulating, or at least trying to, why a man would feel insecure or possibly intimidated if they were dating a woman that was a bottle service girl or in the nightlife industry. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go.
Why are men seem more hesitant about being in relationships with women in the nightlife? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Is anybody here in the nightlife?
We are.
Okay, so you know.
Y'all want to answer that first?
Yeah, they should. We could do that.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Let's get to it.
I'm nervous now. I don't know why, but I feel like when it comes to like working in the nightlife, there's a stigma behind it because there's women that's in the nightlife that are to get where they are. So they're fucking promoters. They're rich so that they could come and spend that bag. But then when you're a female that come in it and you're humble and you're not on that.
Talk it to the mic real quick.
And you're not on that.
You can lean back.
People feel like.
Oh shit! I almost busted.
They still have that stigma about you, like, oh, she working in a nightlife, so she's probably doing the same thing everybody else doing.
Right.
But you know, so it get tricky. So if you dealing with a guy, mind you, he met you in that life. Then a little bit down the line, he start feeling like, all right, you starting to get that. You in the limelight now. People starting to look at you more. So it could be like an insecure thing. Like sometimes they don't really like that.
Right.
So it gets weird. I don't know how to really explain it. Maybe you could help me out.
I hear what she's saying to a degree. Okay, if you met her in the club, leave her in the club. Okay, don't try to save her. Don't try to put on your cape. Okay, maybe she got a cool little personality, had a rough upbringing. Maybe she needs a little bit of guidance, you know, somebody to point her in the right direction. And maybe she has a little bit of potential. So you try to put on your cape and try to save her. Nah, just leave her right where she is. I'd rather you guys connect with like-minded individuals, okay, like-minded women that have the same ideologies, moral compass, you know, value system, so on and so forth. Okay, you guys believe in the same things. I'd rather you guys connect with a woman like this than to try to convert non-believers into believers. Okay, you got to understand, if you try to bring her out of that environment, she's now going to turn to you to subsidize her cost of living, okay, to subsidize her expenses, her shopping habits, so on and so forth, okay? Plus, majority of these modern women think that, you know, they're special, okay? So it's just a lose-lose situation, but let me know what you guys think.
But I feel like whether I work in a club or an office, if I want to cheat, I'm going to cheat. It's a job. It's literally like being a waitress, just minus the food. Sometimes we do handle food, but you're literally being a waitress. You're dealing with customers. You're just bringing liquor to the table. I've had somebody tell me, like, from jump, like, if I start talking to you, you can't, like, work in the club. So don't talk to me because this is my job. You understand what I'm saying? And like she said, like, we watch girls. You know who's like, you just know, like, this again, like, you just could tell who's. Well,
you saying you saying y'all could tell, or just the general public could tell?
So she do bottle service,
but
I've worked in the strip clubs, so I've done bartending. Like, you know, you ever been to Starlets?
No.
All right, Starlets is like, I never worked there, but I've worked in Atlantis. But in the strip clubs now, they cater more to the bartenders than they do to the dancers. Yeah. So in the strip clubs, when I was working in the strip clubs, it's not like I'm making my money off these bottles. I'm making my money the same way the dancers is making their money, except the people can't touch me. So I'm dancing for singles. So it looks a type of way to any guy that would want to talk to me, like, oh, you shaking ass behind the bar, like, for money? Right. It looks a type of way. So it's a stigma behind that.
Is it a stigma, right? Or is it reality? Okay, you're shaking your you-know-what for dollar bills. I'm just saying. And, you know, I get it, right? This is how you met her. You met her shaking her you-know-what for dollar bills. So, you know, on the flip side, you can't really get mad at these types of modern women if they're literally telling you who they are. Okay, you don't want to save these types of women. It's just a headache. And, you know, you're probably going to get into more arguments and fights and going back and forth than what it's really worth.
Stop doing. I only do bottle service, and it was because I was dealing with somebody, and he did feel a type of way about it. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna just stop my bag with that, and I'm gonna just do the bottle service thing because it might look better for him. Not even thinking like I'm losing out on really a lot of money because when I was in those clubs, I was lit. I was getting the bag.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been into a heated argument and probably told y'all significant other, somebody y'all was dating, like, oh, that's why I got talk to me every, whatever, when I go to work or whatever.
No.
Have you ever used that to throw in a man's face?
No.
Cap.
Okay, all right, that's valid. I do want to go. You said something about, even if I work at an office, if I'm gonna cheat. I happen to have the statistics of the occupations with the highest ability rates, like, you know what I'm saying?
It's funny you say that.
I'm here to hear this.
So we got, these are the professions
that cheat the most,
that have,
This
that
like
cheat the most.
women?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of it's just in general, but you know what I mean. So we got teachers on there,
whoa,
trainers, education. Like we got them, they on there. We got retail on there, and I know that for firsthand experience. Like I used to work retail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
in the back,
the
stock room,
motherfuckers
definitely going to do a little crazy.
The military, you know how many stories I heard?
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. And they be doing each other
Hospital
like girl on girl, guy on guy.
They be getting crazy in the hospital.
Yeah. Actually, hospital is on here. Nightlife industry.
What number is that?
What's that?
Well, it just got percentages, but I didn't copy it fully. Strippers, OnlyFans, that's all in the, I guess, nightlife. And aviation, which is like pilots and stewardess and stuff like that. So I think sometimes when men
can't trust a flight attendant, man.
When men see like women in nightlife, it's almost a percentage game, like, right? Because I think men do have a right to feel insecure. Like we're human. Like insecurities is just a human emotion.
I don't know if I would use the word insecure. You know what I mean? I think every man, for the most part, wants to feel respected. Okay, they want to be respected by their woman. I don't know if shaking your you-know-what for drunk men, selling a fantasy, because really that's what it is. You're selling the illusion of a fantasy for strangers, okay? Strange men. I don't think majority of guys would feel okay with that, okay? They would want some sort of respect there. To feel respected by the woman. Okay, they wouldn't want to have their woman showing their goods to everybody. Okay, but again, going back to what I was saying initially, that's how you met her, right? You met her doing that very same thing. Okay, so it's gonna be a slippery slope for sure to try to convert her into not doing what she knows for X amount of years, but. Let's keep going.
So when you look at the numbers, or you just know women or men, even in that lifestyle, they are around people, you know what I mean? And things tend to happen. Like, you get what I'm saying? You might get drunk, you might flirt with him, you get his number because you think, oh, he's cute, I'll just friend him or whatever the case is. So I think sometimes men do look at that and be like, you know what? It's a risky occupation. Like trying to date that person is kind of risky because you never know. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, and it's different from just dating somebody that's working behind a desk, even though the secretaries, they be getting, I ain't gonna hold you too, like, you know what I'm saying? So
I feel like it's not a career though, so give me a reason to not do it. That's like me telling a man I want him to cut off all of his by tomorrow.
Y'all be doing that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Women, I'm not like that. You got to be realistic. Like
what you said is not a career, so why he got to give you a reason not to do it?
Because
that's the reason not to do it right there. It's not a career.
That's how I'm making my money. That's how I'm paying my bills. You can't.
All right, but you looking for other stuff while you doing that? You looking for other things while you doing that?
All the time. And if you want me to quit today, what you doing for me?
Right.
Like you got to make it make sense. I'll stop today if you're gonna take on that toll.
Yeah. Have y'all ever? Were these guys that came into your spots and then y'all met like that, or they met y'all like outside of that?
Mine was.
That's another thing.
And that's another thing. Guys are looking at it. If I met you at the club,
right,
another can meet you at the club too. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's almost like how you got them is how you lose them.
That's a good point towards the ending. Okay, the way you met her could potentially be the way you lose her. There's always going to be a guy that has more game than you, that has more money, especially some of these strip clubs and clubs, athletes coming in, big ballers, scammers, actors, famous people, dope boys, right? Every woman has a price in these type of nightlife industries. Okay, let's keep it real. A dude throws, 15 grand, 20 grand your way. It's going to be hard for some of these modern women to say no. I'm just saying. Okay. Yeah, this is just a lose-lose situation. And again, if you try to convince her to leave that industry, which is extremely difficult, because if you think about it, some of these girls are getting a couple $100 a night, $500 a night. Some of these girls getting over $1,500 a night. Times that by 7, right? Times that by 30 days. That's a lot of cash, right? What job, even some of these, 4-year degrees, is going to pay that type of money? Fast cash. It's going to be extremely difficult for them to kind of walk away, and they're going to look towards you to subsidize their quality of life. Okay, so you're literally going to be chasing her validation by going to work and paying for her bills and her bad, shopping habits that she picked up, earning the fast cash. You see how that works? So again, you want to connect with a woman that has, the same interests, same moral compass, your ideas align. Okay, somebody that's a little bit more stable in their career, perhaps a 9-to-5, something along those lines. Somebody that you can bring into your world and she can add to the campaign versus you chasing her validation and trying to subsidize her quality of life just so that she doesn't go back to the fast cash. That's not a situation that you want to be in. Absolutely not. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And until next time.